Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to Bright and Clara's channel. Thank you for clicking. This is episode 5 of the 5-bedroom house that we are building for Mr. James, my subscriber. So let's dive into the video and let's see what we have for this episode. In your view is a 3D representation of the 5-bedroom house that we are putting up for Mr. James. Okay, this is the roof plan. There's going to be a water tank at the top. We're going to provide solar water heater system again at the top. All right, yes, so this is very unique 5-bedroom house. Okay, in case you want us to build a similar one, not exactly the same, but with your design, which will come up with your own fittings in terms of the arrangement. Yes, we're going to have the architect design one for you, and then we're going to go ahead with the estimate and then begin construction for you. All right, so my aim is to help all of us so that we can come out of those excessive pricing that comes from our artisans. My goal is to educate all of us. Are you with me? That is my goal. My goal is to open your eyes so that you will know and understand. Okay, so that should anybody give you an estimate, you will know where to start from. You can bargain. Okay, you should have a fair idea as to how construction is done. Don't get swindled, don't get scammed. Okay, so we started off with the profiling for Mr. James's work. So we started, after the profiling, we did the digging of the trenches. So that's what we call digging of the trenches. Before you begin any project, you have to do what we call profiling. So profiling is done and the boys have dug the trenches. The depth of every trench should be 3 feet. Okay, 3 feet. All right, and the width probably should be about 1.5 so that the masons can work whilst laying the blocks. The depth of the foundation for the block work is 3 feet, and then for the columns is 6 inches or 1 foot. Are you with me? So in total, when you measure the pillars up to the top, you should get 4 feet, but if you measure the block work, you should get 3 feet. Are you with me? So this is what we did. After profiling, digging of the trenches. Are you with me? Always remember that you will need blocks, you will need stones, you will need sand, so you can go ahead and buy all those materials ahead of time. Once your land is secure, first you can either go ahead and do your fence wall, you understand, and then once your fence wall is completed, and then we start buying your materials. You buy your sand. We have rough, medium, and smooth. For the purposes of the foundation and then the block work, we're going to go with medium. Okay, so you go with medium sand. Depending on your area where you live, prices may vary from 2,000, 2,400, 1,200, 1,500 for a sand. For a truck of 22 cubic, which is the Chinese truck, the big one, the stones are going for 2,005, 2,008, 2,200, 1,800, depending again the location. Are you with me? Yes, so go ahead and buy all those materials ahead of time. Cement you cannot buy ahead of time because it will go bad. But for sand, your stones, you need at maximum, if you're building this 5-bedroom house, at least 3 trips of the stones will be good. Buy it ahead of time, even though you will need more, but just buy it ahead of time. Are you with me? About 3 trips of sand. If you don't have space, you can buy two of each. Are you with me? Buy 2 of each. Then you can be on the safer side. But you need blocks, because blocks, you continue to use blocks, about 4,000, 5,000 blocks you will need for a 5-bedroom house. You will need blocks, 6 inches quarry dust. Are you with me? So the trenches were dug, the iron rods were ready. Those are the mat and the pillars. You can see that we pulled the grid lines. We needed to make sure that everything conforms to the drawing, and they should be straight. all pillars should be uniform. It is based on the pillars that we can actually, know that your building is standing tall. And then the types of iron rods that you use. If it's a story building, always go for 16 mm. Okay. Yes, if a single story building, if I should put it that way, single story building, you go for 16 mm. All right. Yes, if it's going to continue for about 2 floors or 3 floors, you can go for 18 mm, and then whilst the building progresses, you can reduce it to 16 and 14. In your view are the list of artisans on this project: Alex Dankwa, who is the mason, steel bender Isaac Gomado, and the carpenter Joshua Edem. All right. In case any of you want to contact any of these artisans, please feel free to contact them. But remember to just let me know. Okay, drop me an email and say, Mr. Bright, I am in contact with this X person and I want you to keep an eye on him for me, and I will do that. All right. So before we cast the foundation concrete, you can see in your view, we have to do what we call pillar settings. So the mason will charge you for this one first, about depending on the size of the building, 1,005, 1,006, 1,008, he will charge you for setting all the pillars. Once the pillar setting is complete, the next day they will come and cast the foundation concrete. And that is also for a different workmanship. Are you with me? Yes. Once the foundation concrete is done, complete, then what we call footing pillars, footing block work will commence. Okay. So please remember to take note, learn, educate yourself so that you don't get scammed. In case you have any challenges, remember to let me know, and then I can help you out. Okay. So in your view, we are through with that, and then we moved on to the block work. You see, this is what we call the footing block work. The footing block work is complete. As you'll recall in episode 1, 2, 3, 4, this is episode 5. Okay, so in episode 3, I showed you the footing block work where we had to do the footing pillars as well. So you can see that we've casted the pillars. The pillars have been casted. Okay, these pillars are very short. They're not that high. So the Wawa board, we have 2 types of Wawa board. We have the Wawa board itself, and then we have cyber. Okay, mostly for beginners, if you're beginning your foundation, you don't need a Wawa board because Wawa board is quite expensive. You go for cyber board. Okay, and then this cyber board will be cut into pieces in order to do these footing pillars. These are called footing pillars. Those pillars you see are footing pillars. They'll be hidden in the ground because we're going to fill all these boxes with laterite. Are you with me? We're going to fill it up with laterite. So basically, if you bought about 30 pieces of board, majority of them will go bad from here. So probably you might need extra pieces for the overside concrete and continuous pillars. Are you with me? Right. So if you recall in episode 4, which I dropped not long ago, about 3 or 4 days ago, yes, we did switch from the overside concrete to what we call a German concrete. Okay, a German concrete because Mr. James, or my client, says he has only 2 weeks in Ghana, and for that matter, he cannot wait for us to pour water on the laterite and keep pounding and compacting it to the time where, we feel like, okay, we are satisfied before casting the overside concrete and then beginning the block work. It would have taken a lot of time. So we find another alternative, which is what we call the German concrete. We're going to cast concrete at the edges of the block and then begin the block work. And before that, we have to do what we call the ground beams. And these are ground beams. Ground beams are very necessary. Okay. So if you have a mason in your rural area or somewhere who have no idea about ground beams and you tell them and they deny it, just be informed that they are not they are not qualified. Okay, you have to guide them or let someone talk to them. Okay, so ground beams are necessary. The foundation is the beauty of your house. Okay, so invest in your foundation. Most people don't want to invest in their foundation. They want to spend little, but they want extravagant. But that is wrong. The foundation carries the entire weight of the building. That's why I say the beauty of the Burj Khalifa is not at the top, it's at the bottom. Okay, the bottom carries the weight, carries everything. So please invest in your foundation. Make sure the foundation is rich, it is stronger, to avoid any cracks or whatsoever in the future. Okay, make sure that everything is done correctly. The footing is raised higher so that when it rains, you are not affected. Okay, most footings are very low. It should be higher than that of the road. Okay, I keep stressing on this so that people will learn. My goal is to teach you to learn and to understand so that you can, go ahead with your own building project. You don't need some engineer from somewhere to charge you so much. You can do it all by yourself. You have an architect, you have, our local artisans are there to help you. Majority of them are experienced. If you need assistance, click and send me an email. I have a lot of artisans ready to assist you. Are you with me? You don't have to spend that much. Okay, so we'll be diving into this video of the episode 5, and for episode 5 we finished with the German concrete, and then we started off with the block work. And before that, I need to list materials that are required for us to be able to do the superstructure, because we're not going to do overside concrete. We did the German concrete and then we moved straight to the block laying. So in your view, we have a list of items. We bought blocks 3,500. We bought cement 20 pieces because earlier we had bought 200 bags, so we still have cement, so we added 20 bags more. 16mm rod, 10mm rod, binding wire for the ground beams. We bought sand, 1 trip, stoned. Labor for the block work laying is 9,000, okay, which include the German concrete. The German concrete plus that of the block laying, 3,500 blocks. The mason charge 9,000, okay. For the labor for the steel bending works, 2,600. For the ground beams. Transportation for materials is 220. Miscellaneous 200 Ghana cedis, nails 500 Ghana cedis, giving it a total of 60,606 Ghana cedis, 5 pesos for the superstructure. Okay, for the superstructure. All right, so we are spending 60,606 Ghana cedis, and in your view, this is the superstructure. This is what we call superstructure, and you can see the German concrete underneath. Okay, we just cast concrete underneath and then we just lay the blocks on top. So the whole area is not covered with concrete. Here, the laborers and rainwater will pour here and it will settle down automatically by itself. You understand? We want to make sure that it's settled down by itself. We don't want to force it. All right? So this is good. Okay. So I'm giving you a cost analysis here. In the foundation, we spent 97,402. If you have watched all the videos, you will understand. And in this episode, which is episode 5, we are spending 60,606 Ghana cedis on a superstructure, which is giving us a total of 158,008 pesos. Okay, 158,000 Ghana cedis. Let's take it that way. Now, my projected estimate for my client is from here, we're going to move on to decking. Okay, so decking, I'm estimating somewhere around 100,000 Ghana cedis. Why? Because of the cost of iron rods and that of the wood for the decking. The formwork takes a lot of wood. Okay, so there we are going to decide whether we're going to use wood or we're going to use metal plate for the decking. All right, if you have watched my videos on metal plate decking, you will understand. You can do the cost analysis whether you need wood or metal plate. So 100,000 I have budgeted for the decking, and then for the first floor block work I have budgeted 70,000. Just like we spent 60,000 for the ground floor superstructure, I'm budgeting 70,000 for the first floor block work. Okay, and then roofing, I'm also budgeting around 100,000 because of the wood trusses and the cost of roofing sheet. Okay, including the workmanship, and then giving us a total of 270,000. Okay, All right, and then putting the two together, which is the ground floor foundation, superstructure, and then the projected estimate, it's giving me a total of 428,000 Ghana cedis. 428,000 Ghana cedis, equivalent to $31,000, $31,000, okay, 704 cents. Okay, so that is pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, so that is the projected estimate for my client. Just to tell you that if Mr. James should have about $35,000, his whole house will be completed without plastering. So if you want to do plastering, air conditioning, tiling, burglar proofing, and all of that, he will need additional $20,000 to do that. So imagine having about $50,000 or $55,000, you will have a complete house. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now. Okay, show us an appreciation if you like what you see. All right, drop me an email if you want me to give you an estimate. It will cost you $50. If you want me to build your house for you, I will do that as well. Okay, and then in case you have any challenges or any difficulties, hit me with the email brightantonio@outlook.com. From me to you, it's shalom. God bless you wherever you are. Bye-bye.